I'm ready.
And so you're live.
Oh, you did it on purpose.
Always. Good evening, guys.
Hello, everybody.
I'm stretching and getting the energy ready for tonight, for this
I was
evening.
connecting with the power of the universe as we have this full moon.
Don't you think we have enough energy with the full moon as it is?
No, hold on.
Brilliant. Guys, lovely to see you. Lovely to connect. Sorry, we 3 minutes late. Technical blitz. However, let me know if you can hear us and if you can see us okay, because that's important before we do anything else. So fire away if you can if the connection is good, because we need to know that.
Let us know if you can hear any background noises or anything like that.
Keep it to yourself.
Any comments? Any comments will be highly appreciated.
Yeah, so let us know. Right, we have thumbs up. Lovely. Thank you, Asha. Oh, she's watching. How nice.
Let me see.
Excellent. Fantastic. Anybody else? Just let us know. Oh, we have hello from Facebook user. Oh, we have Asha with perfect. Yay.
Right, let me check. I'm just quickly checking.
Yeah.
We're live.
Good. We're gonna go. And guys, tonight we have a super special surprise for you. You will love it. We can tell you that. So tonight we will be talking about how to create your own happiness.
Oh, what is it?
And what is it? What is happiness? What it looks like? And can we create it, or is it something we can go and buy? Can we actually obtain? Can somebody give that to us, or is it something that we actually?
Send me a link, by the way. Send me a link.
It's gonna be an online shop. Yes.
Yeah. I will purchase too.
If this exists, we will be selling it in a little small bottles.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Good, lovely. It looks like we all set up to go.
I think we do. We do, or we are. We are. Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we ready? Perfect. Guys, let me bring to the light our lovely guest for tonight. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
And we have Matt with us.
Hey, hello. I'm going
Matt.
crazy, still inviting people on. I've got too many people there. All right. Hey, how are we both doing?
We are really good.
And hello, everybody else. Thank you so much for inviting me on today, Ivana and Ange. Pleasure to be here.
That was our pleasure too. So, Matt, some people do not know what you do. So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself? Just share, spread the joy.
Well, so I run Cheltenham Martial Arts and fitness kickboxing, but I'm also I run my own podcast, which is Mindset Explosion, and obviously Ivana and kind enough to come on and being guests interviewed earlier in the week. So I love I obviously caught a couple of your videos, and last week was, oh my god, this is amazing. This is like-minded. This is just what I love putting out. So you were talking about self-sabotage. So for me, I just love seeing that potential in everyone, and just sharing stuff like this and into healthy growth mindset. So yeah, that's me, the mindset guy.
But isn't that interesting? When Matt started talking about himself, it was just like literally one sentence and a half of what he does, and then it was like, everybody else is so fantastic. They're doing such a fantastic things. Yeah, that typical empath. You can tell straight away.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lovely. Oh, fantastic. So guys, that's Matt, and he's got lots of experience when it comes to mindset and working with people and dealing with difficulties. So today we're gonna talk about happiness and what it is and how we create it, if this is possible, or can we go and buy it? Ooh.
We can try, but I don't know.
It will make you happy for the afternoon.
definitely. Yeah.
Only.
Yeah. And guys, as always, if you have any questions during our chat, our live show, fire away any questions to any of us. We shall answer it as much as we can.
Mm.
And if we can, we shall make something up. No, I'm joking. So, questions for Ange and Matt. What is happiness? Ange, what do you understand by happiness? What actually it is? Can we actually, I don't know, hold it?
That's a very good question. Sometimes it's quite hard to put what happiness is in words. It's more about the inner feeling and the satisfaction and joy. I do believe that, you see, what we tend to do is that we believe that if we have something, then we're gonna be happy. And so we depend our happiness on some material, external stuff, where really we can create the happiness, the internal happiness, which is not depending on material objects, just events or anything like that. It's just this deeper feeling of just being satisfied with where you are, with everything what you have, appreciating simple things. And I think this is the pure, the happiness, the real happiness, being able to be happy with what you have right now, not with something what is at the distance that you haven't got yet, but right here, right now.
I like that. How about you, Matt? What do you understand happiness?
Yeah, I feel happiness. Same. Yeah, I'm just gonna say the same. That's it. I'm just gonna play the easy card. It's the same, just what Ange said. I feel we're totally in control of our happiness, and it can feel like that we're not sometime. And there may be times when we can rely on others for that, but we're still in control, of how our happiness is, what's going to define that. We know exactly what makes us happy, and I guess we know what makes us sad as well. And it's having that. It's almost like a recipe, right? So if you know the things that make us happy, and this is even with our negative emotions, but once you've got that recipe, you should start to notice things change within your body. What you're thinking is what's going on at that time, and then it's just trying to work out that recipe. Well, we're humans, so we've got lots of human needs. There's lots of things we need, and it's really that happiness. It's the same with anything. It's finding that balance within. But we are fully in control. No one, my opinion is, you can be happy around people, right? And you can have that sense of, I've really enjoyed this time with someone, or working towards something. Doing this makes me happy. I love stuff like this. It's one of the things that makes me happy. But is it enough to fulfill all my happy needs? Of course not. I got my children here. That's another thing. So it's finding those different things, but understanding when something is taking that away, it's not a person, it's not a thing. Like we're in control of that. So I feel happiness is something. Yeah, we're fully in control of it, and everyone is different, but not. We shouldn't give up something really that truly makes us happy. If that makes sense. We shouldn't have to compromise that. We work. I think we said in our chat on Monday, like everything's from the inside out. Everything's got to start with us. So no, not people don't make me happy. I used to think that, and of course, being around, there are people that I enjoy being around and enjoy that time. Don't get me wrong, but that's because of how and the same with everyone, as how we interact with them, as how we get on. But we're fully responsible for it. So yeah, happiness is that feeling within. Feeling good. That smile that comes up on our face.
And I know what you said, and both of you, Matt and Ange. But also when I work with people, and a lot of people find that they're sad. They know they're sad. They know they're uncomfortable where they are. But when I ask them, actually, what's your happy look like? When will you know that you are happy? a lot of people struggle with that. Because a lot of people say, well, okay, I want to have more money. It's like, how much money would you like? How much money will make you happy? What number? Because as far as I understand how the world works, the time when we have the amount of money, we want more.
Typical ego.
Yeah, it's typical ego, because we want to grow. So when we have this, we want a bit more, a bit more. So actually, where is that point when we are happy? And I feel that this is very personal for everybody else, because some people, you know, going away is a sensation of travel makes them happy. For some people, it will be the family and children. So it's many different aspects of what actually happiness looks like. So, Ange, question for you.
No. Before you go any further, what happiness means to you, Mrs.?
Where do I have? Yeah, for me, it's, oh my God, yeah. This is why I do my vision boards that we discussed already. I draw my happiness, and my happiness is the sensation. It's what I want, how I see myself. It's water, it's people, it's connection. And when we talk about money, yes, but it's what I can do with the money. So I need the money as a mean to do something. But again, it doesn't give me happiness. It gives a certain sense of fulfillment. So definitely, when you're happy on the inside, you know, I'm happy when I wake up. My happiness does not depend on the weather. I wake up and I'm happy for the fact that I've opened my eyes. Because I've been in the situation when this was almost taken away. So from that day, every time I open my eyes, I'm happy. And that means I'm still here and I can create something and I can connect with more people. And I can pass some of my craziness.
So let me ask you one question. Do you believe that we can create this happiness without experiencing extreme situations in life?
Yes, definitely. I think a lot of people get the wake-up call when something bad happens. However, we don't need to get to that stage to actually experience happiness. There is no need. And I think there are people in this world who go through tough times to teach others that actually you can be happy without going through hardship.
Yeah.
So that's your wisdom, people to go to.
And Matt, question to you: when you actually realize that happiness is your inner side job?
Well, before I went through depression in a way, so I was all get my words out again, right? So as an instructor, my instructor always encouraged personal development. That was before I became an actual instructor myself, right? So I was listening to a lot of Tony Robbins, but then my life just changed. Things happened, and I went through depression and anxiety. It was just a horrible time, and I horrible to say it, I didn't want to die, but I just didn't really want to live. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
There's no way I can end my life, but I just didn't feel like, and it drained me, and then it drained me more and more. So I think that training definitely helped, because that when it came along, it was like a smack in the face, basically. And things like that, it just creeps up upon you. And then before you know it, I say, for me, I was just overwhelmed. It's taken a lot of years to, sort that out. So yeah, and it was like, oh, I know this stuff, but I know this stuff. So it was just getting back into those little things. So for me, it's, and sometimes we have to make some tough choices. I've had to make some pretty tough choices that would enable me to, be happy and going through a little bit of pain at the time as making that choice. But, I think as well, in those circumstances, I knew that decision was going to improve my life, but it was just, I just need to let go here. And that sometimes was the tricky part, but no, it did exactly what I I knew it would, but I kept putting off, if that makes sense. So, which I'm sure we all have to make those choices sometimes.
And actually, it's so weird, Matt, because this morning I've actually put a post in my group about decision making, and we have to make decisions. Sometimes they're difficult, but also what I thought that people don't realize, when we don't make the decision, is actually a decision in its own. Being indecisive is a decision not to do something. And sometimes we know we need to do something to improve our situation, but somehow we decide to stay when we feel safe. And that can be a bad decision because,
well, we'll do anything to avoid pain. As humans, we will do anything to avoid pain.
Yeah.
And even, again, with the different things that both of you are doing, whether it be fitness, health, mental, or just our general well-being, we'll do anything to avoid, that short-term, tiny little bit of pain that's going to hurt us for a little bit. But obviously, in the long run, if we think, well, I'll just stay here, I'll just stay as I am. But what's happening is, it's like someone might as well be there with a hammer and chisel, just chipping little bits away from you. And in the long term, it's just a lot more pain. So
absolutely,
it's flipping flipping it around in our heads.
And I think this is again leading us to this ego, and because ego loves familiar. So sometimes it's so much easier to stick to something what we already know, rather than just coming out into unknown,
into a butterfly.
Yeah. So this is just this question mark, and the imagination is taking over. What if, and this sometimes stops us from taking a step forward to make a change.
Oh, you're totally right. And where what if can work is, someone said this earlier this year. I think her name was Kate Hunter, but it was like something that made me think again. What if it does work? Yeah. What if you will be happy? What if I make this decision that I know is going to be tough, but what if it does work? And it just, because you can use that same question, right? But put it into that positive context. What if I will be happy when I do this?
On that, I just want to say, guys, for those that you're watching, let us know what happiness means to you.
Oh, yes.
What happiness means to you. How do you see happiness? What makes you happy? It can be a sentence, it can be one word. Just put what happiness means to you. And there was something I want to say, and now it's gone.
Like a rocket. Just like a rocket.
Yeah, just like a rocket. It's just, right away.
Well, Ivana, you meant we kind of were talking a bit about money and stuff like that, and I think that's quite a good subject in a way for this, because sometimes people may feel that money is going to make them happy, but I feel money will just, this is just my opinion, it will just magnify how you're feeling. And I think that's been shown a lot with media and everything. So, I could be so unhappy. Let's say when I was, going for my depression and I was really unhappy then, all the money in the world was not going to make me happy. It would have magnified things. I think it just, I would have just got all this money and now I just feel more lonely or whatever,
Yeah. And I think we are under that impression that something external gives us happiness, and whatever it is, it could be a new car, this bit, but it's not, because when we have it, we still might feel empty inside. So, money is good. But that's not, happiness is not money.
No.
Money is a mean, And Ange, question for you, because we know that objects, they don't give us, we buy things because of the emotional needs. So what happened when, there is those guys or ladies, they just want the pair of shoes or the handbag that will fulfill the life, they will feel great, or the new shiny car. Why do we work on that mechanism? What is it?
Well, first of all, what's wrong with having new shoes and new bag? I don't understand that.
Nothing. Nothing. And we all like it.
I was going to just order my new handbag.
It's like, come on, yeah.
I hope it's matching your shoes, by the way, Matt.
Yeah, of course.
So this is the thing, you know, if you're empty on inside and you really think that by purchasing something, you know, you're gonna gain the happiness, you're wrong, because you're gonna have, like you said, you're gonna have this item in your arms and you're gonna be looking for something different to purchase. It's just like never ending and just, you know, loop. So the material things, they cannot fill the void. You have to just realize that it's just inner job. It's really, really inner job. How many people in this world that have the amount of money that you cannot even imagine, right? And they are still cannot find happiness. Because they think I'm gonna.
People with money who are happy. So it's,
yeah, you know, no, I'm not saying just they decided to go this way, but you know, just my point of view is my point of view. The direction I was going is this. You know, there are people who are having lots of different cars. They have beautiful houses. They have even islands, and they still seem to be like.
They still come and connect, and they need coaching, and they need help
very often. And do you know that you can say this? You know, this is just very, very accurate description. You know, someone is saying that they are unhappy, they feel empty on inside, and this just leads us, you know, straight to the point. You know, you have to look after your inner being. You know, just find the pleasure in small things, and then the big things will also be satisfying to you. You know. But it's just not about the external stuff. It's about the inside stuff, so to speak. I don't know if I answered the question, but...
No, but it's great. It's great. So, Matt, I am, like I said, we've all been in darker places. We are not born with the ability to just be happy. We're not. In society, we more prone to be conditioned to be sad and to moan about things. So, can we learn stuff? And raising, come on, go.
I would actually disagree.
Okay. Oh, I'll disagree with me.
I do believe that we are born with this inner happiness and joy. We are just pure when we come to this world. And then because we are exposed to the external, you know, factors, we absorb the information, and after a while we accept them as our own. So obviously we become, we become, you know, just the part of our environment. And because our environment is oversaturated with the negativity, because negativity and sensation sells the fastest. People just basically tend to talk about it more than the positive stuff. So
no, you're absolutely right. We
you can test that out.
But it's the conditioning.
Test that out, I think, by putting something negative on your timeline on a post, then putting something positive, and I bet you'll get more comments for the negative post.
Yes.
Oh yeah, reaction.
Yeah. No, I agree. Actually, sorry.
So much. How we are born, and I agree with you, Ange.
Yeah.
No. I agree with you. We are born with pure joy, and this is great. But we are conditioned. We are taught to different. So, Matt, the question for you: how do we unlearn the sadness and the moaning and the constant need for something and somebody, and how we actually create our own happiness inside?
Good question. You can unlearn it, definitely. First, you need some good coaching. You need some real good coaching, and just got to accept it doesn't have to be any of us free. Just you could read a book, and it's got to start with you. Like 7 Habits, Highly Effective People. I would recommend that probably till the day I die. And how that talks is it's about starting with you first. You got to be an independent person. You got to understand yourself. You got to understand, you know, what does make you happy, what gives you those feelings. And like I said before, that recipe for that. And then once you have that, then you're interdependent. Hopefully you're with someone else who's independent minded as well. And that's how the teamwork, continues. And then from there, it's about, keeping that sharp. So me, obviously I didn't sharpen my saw. That's where I got knocked off my perch a little bit. it crept up. But I think we are influenced, and it's being aware of who is around us. Ivana off camera on Monday, you said something great actually. It was, you just grew, and the ones that weren't there for the journey, they just kind of fell away.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. Sometimes you've got to eject some people. That's some tough choices, but they are not responsible for your unhappiness. I think that's really important to understand that. We are totally, because we have a choice of who we allow into our life. We have a choice of who we're going to surround ourselves with. So it can be, you can learn it, because in a way, we are born. We were born with 100% confidence and 100% courage, 100% of everything. And just little things happen. And I think sometimes you don't even realize when it is happening. You could be just sat, I don't know, in a cafe one day, and there's a conversation behind you, and you don't even know who these people are, but you're just picking up on it.
Taking it all in, like a sponge.
Yeah, it is. You just don't, especially children, they're so impressionable. They absorb everything. But even as adults, if someone was, I think I know exactly where I've been around it, and where I've got caught up in the same mentality as a degree. But that's not their fault. That's my fault for allowing that. And it just so subconsciously, when it happens, feeling like the world's against you, or this is bad and everything's bad and everything's a weight on my shoulders, and then you're down and looking down and everything feels down. So it is definitely, it can be trained. We all do movement of some kind, the three of us. And that's the first step.
Yeah, physically change, yeah. And there's something, see, I have all those ideas when you talk, and then I want to talk, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, I was bombarded too. And I'm going to ask a question, like, okay.
I know. Wait, Ange, wait, yeah. We're going to fight, guys, one day. Maybe next week. There is that saying in English. When we talk to about our partner, we say my other half. Why do we say my other half? Why do we put the words that actually we are half when we are a solid unit, individual? We're not two halves come together. We are two solid units sharing the journey.
I like that. I like that. There's other spiritual things maybe people could look at about stuff like that would help them. So whether it be soulmate or a twin flame or anything else. So if it's the right partner,
there's another one, my better half. As if not only half, but the one is better, one is worse.
Yeah.
Or we're going 50-50.
Yeah. So, but again, this is terminology and wording.
Yeah.
And probably it'd be another culture, something different.
Yeah, that's right.
It
just goes into the brain.
Yeah.
And people use subconsciously, they just keep using it, but it's, or when we listen to music and the lyrics, it's a lot of music tells you cannot be happy unless you have the one. What's wrong with being happy?
Yeah. You'll be happy on your own, right?
Always. It's
you have to be happy on your own anyway.
So then you can share happiness with others.
Yeah. Definitely. I think it's difficult to be happy with someone if you're not happy yourself anyway, and it is only going to end up. Someone might pull you out of that, and you might pull them out of it, but generally, based on my 25 years of life experience, that's not the case. No one said anything. I got away being 25. Do you see that?
I want to say it looks like you were just a little bit older than we are.
Yeah, I just went downhill real fast on a bike, and I stayed in the bath a bit too long. So
it's a sign of wisdom.
Yeah, whatever.
So how, guys? Okay, so we know the happiness is not really dependent on anything else, on the object. How do we actually create happiness? Where do we start?
I think
Ivana, exactly where? Yeah, where?
Well,
We start where we are. So, and I think it's creating. First of all, we need to know that something has to change inside, because a lot of people don't realize, but actually, when we feel unhappy with the outside, it's actually because we feel unhappy on the inside. So that's what we need to approach. But also, Ange, like knowing what your happiness is, and we've been creating the vision boards, and that's to represent what happiness looks like for me, and then we can make steps actually to achieve that. So tell us about your vision board and how it helps you to actually look for your happiness and create your own happiness.
So first of all, maybe for a start, I had my very first vision board created 4 years ago, and it was like a 5 years plan. And obviously, I put there everything what I was considering as something that could make me happy. If I had it, I could be happy. So it was partially external, because I was already happy by just creating the poster on its own, and I knew that somewhere on the line, sooner or later, it will happen. I just put it out there, and I was focusing on a journey. And this year, when we started creating like specific one for this year, I focused mainly on emotions. There were like elements or physical elements and our creation, put it out there, but I was focusing mainly on how I feel. So I feel fulfilled, I feel satisfied. I just come out and I just share what I'm passionate about. I am finding my true purpose. So it was more about the emotions rather than external objects, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And because I put more attention on the emotions, it's like they are already here. But every single time I look at them on the board, it's like, oh, yeah, they are already here. You know what I mean? So it's really, really powerful, because it's just a kind of reminder. You might have this moment when you're spiraling down and you're feeling like, oh, I'm feeling tired. And then you just look at the board and straight away, it lifts you up. And that this is just a dip. Do you remember when we were talking about this, just a lifeline? It was just a little dip, and then I just looked at it and I was like, yeah, I'm back again.
And we have to have those dips, otherwise we would not appreciate the ups.
Yeah,
we don't have
100%.
the downs. Yeah. How about formats? Do you create anything like that? Do you do vision boards, or how do you actually create your happiness? What's your strategy for it, if you have one?
No, do you know what? Something I really have to do is a vision board. I mean, in the past, I've had stuff that if I use. When I was I used to be an engineer, so when I knew that was really making me unhappy because I just didn't enjoy it, and I put different reasons, all sorts of excuses for it. It was just I didn't want to do this. So I used visual, for like the martial arts, and I would have that up. I'd go into work, into the office, and I would have it everywhere. So having a vision board, it totally works. Maybe now it'd be something more on my computer, but a backdrop. But for now, it's my children. I just value the time I get with them. Lockdown is, it's caused a lot of problems, and it's uncertain with business, and who knows when we'll all be back normally. But I've got my children over, so I just try and find good in all sorts of situations. So what's the positive? The negative in lockdown, you don't need to tell me, I know. I don't need to remind myself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've loved having the kids here. I've enjoyed, with the client, my clients going online and seeing them and knowing it's done something for them. So I definitely need to do a vision board again. But then I guess I'm privileged with my core staff, and I can sit down and we're always, a bit like what you two have obviously been doing to lead up to this, but bouncing ideas off all the time. Oh, we're going to do this. And you can feel that excitement coming out. That thing that will happen, I'll be happy when it happens, but we've heard it said that journey towards it. It's the growing from there, and it's seeing. I get a lot of happiness seeing other people happy, to be honest, and I like to just sometimes just sit back and okay, off you go. I enjoy watching that. Does that make sense? So
yeah,
it does.
I love the vision board. I definitely need to do that again, because when it's there, you'll focus on it. We talked about this before, right? Yeah. And you'll get those things, but it won't make you happy. That thing you get won't. It'd be everything that you're doing towards it. Everything.
And this is exactly what you said, because you just hit the nail on the head. Because Matt, is it the destination? Is it the thing that we want, or is it actually journey of getting it?
Yeah.
Is it actually the experience of getting it?
I'd say it's this much the journey, this much the getting it. Don't get me wrong, it's a happy feeling, but you need something after getting whatever you're going to get, and otherwise it's like, what do
I've got it now. Yeah,
I've been there.
Next.
Yeah, I've been there. So where like having that 5-year, 10-year plan, hopefully, like in theory, next year we should all be we should be a year away from the 5-year plan we made 4 years ago, whatever it is, right? Mm-hmm. So every year we should be coming up to the what we planned out 4 or 5 years ago. And that for me, I've always got something going on, but I know when I haven't pre-planned the next thing, I become like this little lost sheep.
So it's a kind of like a pointer, like an arrow for you of the direction you're going.
Yeah. And I want people to come with me. I love. Again, it's like, who's coming with me on this journey?
If you have flying brooms, we there.
Hey, flying brooms, all good.
Yeah, but do you remember when I mentioned that your vibe attracts your tribe? Mm-hmm. So there will be people who will follow, there will be people who will leave, but there will be always there will be someone who will be just joining you on the journey, because it's gonna be part of their journey too.
Totally. It was something I read a few years back, actually, and it was about life is like a tree, and you can put this into happiness or anything now, but our life, your life is a tree, and in your life you're gonna have some roots. You're gonna have the roots. Some people will be your roots, and they'll be with you thick and thin, and they'll be with you as you grow, and whether they grow or not. But they're there. They're always there. They're supporting you. They got those, and you're one of those, of course. And then you got some people are the branches, and they may come later on, and they may stay till the end. Some may just as you said, Ivana, as you grow, they may fall, and then you got the leaves, and they're all important. The leaves come and go, right? But they're all important. And even if it's something that's making you unhappy, it's still important part. Because it, like you said, we have these, these dips, and we appreciate more. And I surely, right, with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, I'm waiting for the alien invasion. To be honest with you, a bit disappointed.
Does in July.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I was up all night last weekend waiting for it, but it didn't happen. So, but I'm sure a lot of us have began to appreciate a lot of things that we did, but maybe we took for granted. And I think one of you said it on Monday: gratitude.
But do you know what? One of those positive things that happened about lockdown is the fact that obviously the first moment it was a massive panic and extreme shock to society, and it put people in a absolutely unexpected place. They were stopped from working and doing all the stuff that they were normally doing. And they started experiencing many different emotions they didn't experience before. So they had to start looking within themselves for the answers. And some people came out on the other side much stronger, and some people didn't make it. This is just the reality. But I think as bad as it sounds, it's the great environment and great opportunity for people to find their real strength. Because whatever you build now, the resilience, the strength, and the character, once we come out of this lockdown, you're going to be much stronger, more resilient with everything which you're going to face.
Yeah, I agree. I think for a lot of people, that it's almost like you're going to have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
So, and maybe, and in a sense, the world really needs that. I mean, you're both from Poland, so so when you come over, you've had like this immigrant mindset, whereas I need to survive.
Yeah.
But not everyone has had that. You with me? I think it's been a great thing. It's why you're both doing so well. And in a sense, hopefully, in a way, and in a positive way, around the world now, a lot more people will have that kind of, there's people going to lose jobs and go into some poverty. So we've now got nothing to lose.
I would say this is the mindset that what you said is, when you've made a decision, when actually you've made a solid decision of this is happening, then you've put your 100% to do it. And thank you, Asha, for your comment. Great discussion. And I think this next few words is for you. She will know what I'm talking about. But when you actually make decision that you're going for it, you fire in full steam. There's no going back. We don't make big jumps and big steps when we still hang up in the old place. When you've made that decision, whatever it is, that actually I'm going for it, it will happen. One way or the other, it will happen for you.
Oh, it will happen because all the energy flows one direction.
Yeah,
so it has to
all your
happen.
energy is channeled into that one direction, like you said, and that's beautiful. But many people never find themselves in the corner. They're not uncomfortable enough to make the big leap.
No, you're so true. And I love this. Everyone, I love it when I see as well in someone. Everyone has got this, and I bet people sat on ideas, things that they really want to do, and people may disagree, but it's just that fear is holding us back. And generally, we lose something in 5 seconds. So every fighter's great book, 5-second rule. It's not.
Yeah, I know which one. Yes.
You know the one, right?
Yeah, I do 5-second rule. I think my brain works on 3 seconds actually. If I think I have to do it, go now before I change my mind.
But we're talking about happiness. It's the same thing. We can talk ourselves out because it's that whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna be happier, but you probably straight away now the little gremlin, like Tom and Jerry. Remember they?
Yeah, there's the part of the brain that only keeps us safe.
But think of it like we've all built a fire. We've got a fire. When you got to build a fire, you put the woods down, right, and it's ready to go, and it's there. Everyone's got it. You just got to put the match on it, watch it go, and then just keep adding fuel to the fire. Happy days, and get some people around and enjoy the warmth from it, and they can add some fuel to the fire at the same time, and we all grow together. Happy days.
And Matt, talking of the fire, you've mentioned about the candle. Yes, we all have the fire, and the fire can be very bright. But what needs for the fire to happen? Tell us about the candle. Your quote.
Oh, the fact. Sorry.
Yeah.
I seen this quote. I don't want to see if I can find it, and I'll read it out. It should be on my phone still. It's by Rumi, right? So being a candle is not easy. In order to give light, one must first burn.
So we need to be ready to give up on something to go and have a bigger flame.
Yeah, we all burn in one way.
Or we just look at our past experiences that we thought were our defeats, being the knot that is being burned. So the experience, the wisdom that you get from it. And then you're sharing this with the flame. I think I went quite deep.
Very good.
Oh,
I
my brain like, ooh.
other methods. I think I talked about this in a video from last year, but I used to use this a lot with, especially with new clients. Not sure about where to get started, and everyone's moving away from something. We all want to move away. We want something a little bit better. That's just how our brains operate. And you know the story, The Christmas Carol, where Scrooge is visited by the ghost of past, present, and future.
Yeah.
So the past doesn't equal the future, but like you said, it's definitely those lessons that we've learned. Sometimes it's just how far up the mountain we've climbed, but that's just a part of us. Everything that's happened is a part of us, and we're here right now. So the future ghost, well, let's say if it's coming on, we talked about decisions, or how is it going to affect my happiness? Well, if we're happy, we're happy. If we feel there's something not quite right, and you're right, your spidey sense is tingling, and something needs to change, right?
So lots of tingling.
Yeah, a lot of tingling.
Are you sitting on something?
I've got a lot of cartoon moments in my life. So yeah, something needs to change. So you kind of consider everything. What is it you want? What's the pain? If there's a pain to move away from, what is it? How is it making me feel? And if I make this change, how will I feel? What if it works? And how will I feel in a few years' time, 1 year, 2 year, 3, 10 years from now, doing this, making this decision, doing this thing that's going to make me happy? Because it's like there's short-term happiness and then there's long-term happiness.
Definitely.
That chocolate bar waiting for me after this is my short-term happiness, but long-term wise is not so happy because I have to go and buy more. But okay, so in that sense that can be staying the same, and then you can look at it the different way. If I stay the same, or if I don't make this choice, how will I be? How will I feel? And then you just magnify all those feelings from there, basically. And obviously, we take option door number 1 with the gold light shining and the happiness one.
That's really good. And I like to think, how do we actually make the decision? Because sometimes we are in between 2 or more things to make a decision. And let's talk about how we actually make the decision. How do you know the decision is right for you? For me, I know when I get that excitement, that little kid inside, that's the right decision for me. If it's a wrong decision, I feel like a kick. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the head tries to make the decision. It analyzes things, and I said, right, no, get out. I want to feel here. I want to feel the tingling. That's when I know that's when I should go. So I follow my when it tingles is good. How about you, Ange?
So, for example, like you mentioned, just when you have this good feeling, just inside, it's not the logical. It's more like inside, deep inside. Then it's the right thing. And I would like to just mention that the meaning and the power of emotions. Sometimes people don't understand what the emotions means, and it's just like a cold, hot.
Yeah.
So when you feel good, it means you're going the right direction. And when it feels bad, it means you're going in opposite direction to what you want. So being able to actually to read those emotions for what they stand for, it will help you to actually make a decision, which direction to go. If it feels good, it means it's good. If something is not right, doesn't feel right, don't try to rationalize it. Just listen to your gut instinct, because we've got this tendency, there's something not right with it. But if I do that, and if it works out, then I'm going to be great, and sometimes it turns out there is really not great at all. But you didn't listen to your inner voice. So the feeling is the first feeling, very first feeling is very important.
Very good. And let me stop you, Ange, here, because we have a question from the Facebook user that is a little bit lost and confused. What are we talking about now? So we're talking about creating happiness for ourselves. And now, at this minute, we're talking how to make the right decisions, how we know what are sensations to make right decision towards our happiness. So, really good, Ange, definitely. How about for you, Matt? because everybody can experience that differently. How do you know you make the right decision?
I think I knew. I think you already know beforehand it's going to be the right decision. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I think you already
know what you mean.
Yeah. And it's generally it's a relief afterwards, even if it's upsetting. But you just know, and if you don't know then, you will do. And someone said to me once, actually, whatever choice you make is going to be the right one.
Yeah.
And I think that's the easiest way to look upon things. But whatever choice you make, it's going to be the right decision. Because it's how you feel then, and only you can decide that. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's like It's a good thing. Good. Guys, we have the last few minutes to go. If you have any questions, then ask us, because we can answer it for you live. And you can also let us know what's happiness for you. And just talking about, because let's move to next week quickly, because we have 2 very exciting things coming next week.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So guys, next week, next Friday evening, we will be talking, let me get the banner right. We will be talking next week, is asking for help a sign of weakness? Is it a weakness, or is it actually strength? We will be talking about that, of asking for help or for advice and how to approach it. And especially for guys, I think it's harder to ask for help and advice when you are bloke.
I think that comes down to our conditioning again, like we talked about earlier on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. And also, guys, next Saturday morning,
whoop whoop,
we're running a free retreat, myself and Ange, and there is the last few spaces. So if you want to grab yourself a space for next week, it's going to be amazing. And guys, it's free of charge. Okay, this doesn't happen very often. It's going to be between 10 and 1. Let me show you this. That's it. And let me see if I can actually put in the comment the link for you, if it will work.
Can I just say, I would love to come on this, but if you're watching, you are going to get so much from Ivana and Ange on this online retreat. I'm sure you feel the energy. And listening when we spoke in the interview, I did with you both, and off when we was off camera, offline or whatever. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you guys are doing it. Basically, I think it's amazing. So just get on there, even if you're not. Well, what's it about? Get on there. Oh, this sounds great. Get on there. If you've got plans, cancel them. Get on there. So I think I just know you're going to give so much content in that. I think it's. Sorry, I had to interrupt because.
No, thanks, Matt.
No, thank you.
I just think what a great thing you're both doing for that. Definitely.
Yeah, and Ange, for you, what are we talking about next Saturday? What are we doing? We have a mindset stuff. We're gonna have.
So we definitely gonna be talking about the mindset, how to help yourself and support yourself in making change, so it's easier to make changes. Then we're gonna move our body a little bit. We'll show you different options how you can actually support your body. It's not about smashing 100 kilograms deadlift in the gym. It's about actually moving the body, so your body can benefit from that, because even 15 minutes of movement, which you enjoy, will impact your health and well-being tremendously. So it's really important to move, but you can find what works for you best. So we're going to have a few options. And then we're going to be talking about nutrition. And again, there is no such thing like one size fits all. So we're going to just give you tips, and we're going to have a discussion, so you'll be able to ask questions. How to build your perfect nutrition plan so it will be supporting your body, because everybody is different. It's just like a fingerprints. Your needs are just, very individual to you. So we'll be trying to work this out and help you to create your very own action plan. And then there will be also a bonus thing, but till Saturday.
We cannot tell you anything about it at this stage. Nope.
I think we had another question.
We have another questions. Yeah. So 1 second, let me bring that up. So every decision is correct when you don't actually regret it. Well, yeah, but sometimes you make the decision at that time. At that time, the decision is right. Later in life, your brain might decide that actually I regret making that decision. You don't know at the time of making the decision. You don't know how your brain will behave. So regretting a decision, how do you approach that, Ange? Because I think we regret when we feel we have in the wrong place.
I think life doesn't have time for regrets. We will learn from things, right?
Yeah.
So it's better to regret something you did than what you didn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think you just regret is going back and dwelling on it. So it happened. Take a lesson. Next step.
I'm sure there's things I should have made. I can look back and think, I wish I did that sooner, but then I wouldn't be who I am. I'm just happy. I've had highlights, lowlights, and but they all made me who I am. Does that make sense? So no point regret. No time for regret.
No time for regret. 100%. Because the thing is, you see, when you regret something, sometimes this points you out in the wrong direction. You're starting to making decision up on that regret.
Yeah.
And so you're spiraling down, but where you actually look back at your decisions and you say to yourself, like, do you know what? I made the best decision for me at that time. Even though that you might change your decision right now, at that time when you made that decision, maybe it was the best decision you could ever make. So it's no point, feeling any regrets and looking backwards, because you're not going backwards, you're going forward.
Yeah. And I just want to say, Paul, thank you for your comment. Paul is on the bike in the forest.
This is my bike, Paul. Yes. Yeah. Yo, Paul.
Paul, be careful. Watch where you're going. Brilliant. And we have one more, guys. One more question. Let's answer this before we finish. What's the secret of happiness? Is there a secret?
That's got a silent.
Like everybody's thinking.
Well,
yeah.
The secret is, I don't know if it's a secret, but it's just being self-aware. And if you're feeling unhappy, something needs to change.
Definitely. I think the secret is the happiness happens on the inside, not on the outside. And if you feel unsettled, and I get that a lot of people, like all of us, we get external help, and we're okay with that. If you're not quite sure how to bite into it, how to find out, your coach, your mindset coach, your trainer will help you. That's why we're here in the first place. We like to dig deep.
Yeah.
and find out and help you guys. Yeah.
100%. And for me, when I look at this question, I'm thinking, what is the secret of the happiness? And the first word that is popping into your mind is gratitude.
Yeah. Be grateful for where you are now, with what you have now, for everything that you have now.
100%. Because the thing is, you see, we are capable of achieving everything in life, on material level, just emotional level. And that's all great. But if you still keep putting this at distance, you will feel like there is something missing. But if you're just going to sit down here and you just think, you look around, even if you don't have much, you still have something, And I think this is something what is worth, just appreciating, because I think that was Abraham Hicks. And I love listening to Abraham Hicks. There's lots of wisdom in it. She said, imagine that you have 10 things, and there is 9 things that are going really, really well, and then 1 thing that is going really, really bad. And if you focus on that bad thing, you're basically going to make the other 9 to sink. But if it's other way around, if you have 9 things going bad and you focus on that really one good thing that you have, and you basically just talk about it, think about it, and appreciate from every possible way, those troubling some, just other 9 will either transform into satisfying ones, or they will fall off from your life. So it's just, everything is a mindset.
Definitely.
Everything is a mindset and energy.
And thank you, Paul, for your comment. Happiness is a feeling respect within yourself. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Lovely. Ooh, what a brilliant Friday evening. What a great subject.
It's like a mindfulness party. Mindfulness party? Did I say that right?
Yeah, I like that. Yes, much better. And we no hangovers tomorrow.
How do you know?
I think we only get high with the content when it elevates. So yeah,
brilliant.
perfect. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Ange. Thank you, Matt, for being here.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you,
Yeah,
Vona.
thank you so much for having me on. Thank you both.
Yeah, this way I have to learn. And thank you guys for watching. Yes, we're meeting again next week, Friday at 6 o'clock. We're gonna have a special surprise for you.
Haha.
Yeah.
Full
and
of
Saturday
surprises.
morning we're running the retreat, so make sure you're there because it's gonna be fantastic. You're gonna have lots of fun and movement, and you're gonna have so much content that we.
It's gonna be brainstorm for you, so
yeah,
be prepared. It's gonna be fun.
Definitely. Oh, thank you, Becky. Becky,
thank you, Becky.
Lovely.
Right.
See you later, guys.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Thank you, Vona. Thank you, Matt. And
look for happiness within.
Yes.
Nobody can make you happy if you're not happy with yourself.
You've got this.
Definitely. We've all got this. Nobody's missing it. That's the fun bit. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, thank you.